team last year has played 6 minutes.
All right, guys, Scott here from UG Series.
Again, the London Lightning sitting at a 4-2 record, Niagara at a 2-4 record. This is a game between the best in the Central Division and record-wise the worst in the Central.
Yeah, and London's really been off to a much better start than maybe some of the things we've heard around the league would suggest. They've actually led the Central Conference in points for and are second in terms of defending the ball. They're only allowing 99 points against, and they actually have the best point differential in the entire league too. So things are really looking up for London. I know they've had a couple of moments that make the coaching staff go nuts, but we haven't seen the total implosions that we saw during last season. So it's been a year of progress so far for the London Lightning. They're winning. Obviously, they'd like some more, but they're still doing well. Niagara, on the other hand, needs to work on their defense. They have the worst defense in the Central, and the Central especially has been defined by defense. It's not like the East. The East has been very run and gun, guards doing a lot of crazy stuff. We don't see that out here in the Central. So what Niagara needs to do is figure out a way to play with a little bit more toughness, because that's what this conference demands. They're currently allowing 109 points against, which isn't terrible, but when compared to some of the other teams in the Central, it's just not going to be able to cut it. And I know they had troubles in their game against Windsor. They lost the fourth quarter 34-13, and that was a game that they were in the whole way, so they can't have a letdown like that against London.
Yeah, quickly on the Atlantic Division, those teams are scoring an extra 5 points and giving up an extra 5 points on average per game. So again, as you said, very run and gun in that division.
Again, it's a very point guard oriented division. We aren't seeing the Liam McMorrows crashing and banging like we did last season. It's very fast paced. It'll be interesting to see that contrast. We're seeing it in Moncton right now with their matchup against Windsor, but how the East and the Central really compete against each other. It's going to be an interesting combination of styles when those two conferences meet.
Absolutely, and as we mentioned off the top, the first interdivision game taking place tonight, Windsor up 71-66 in Moncton. We're just getting the starting lineups here for the Niagara River Lions. Clinton Springer-Williams is starting alongside Sammy Zielinski and Adam Blazik. Logan Stutz and Daquan Cook finishing out the starting lineup. And Niagara's really been defined by their backcourt this season.
Yeah, Ken Murray's talked a lot about how much he wants his point guard to be an extension of him. And that's really showed in the kind of lineups they've had, because it's been very heavy on Sammy Zielinski and Adam Blazik. And it's kind of another interesting thing, because they play very much like the Eastern Conference actually plays. That's kind of the style the River Lions have had. Sammy Zielinski has been fantastic this year, and for the most part, their backcourt has been very good too. Clinton Springer-Williams off to a great start. However, in that game against Windsor, those three combined to shoot 11 of 38. So they're going to need not necessarily more scoring opportunities, but more restraint on which ones they take. They can't just be taking any shot. They have to make sure they keep their composure, especially in that fourth quarter, and really recognize when a guy is hot. Logan Stutz had an excellent game, but he didn't have a ton of shots. He didn't really get the ball as much as a guy who was shooting as well as he did. Really should have been getting the ball, and I think if we've seen anything at this point in the season, is that Logan Stutz is the guy you want to give the ball to.
Keep in mind, Logan Stutz leading the league in points and rebounds, 26 points per game, 12 rebounds per game. He's averaging around 9.6 defensive rebounds per game. He's been incredible, and he's helped them have the second best rebounding outfit in the league so far this season.
Well, not just their total rebounds were their second, but offensive rebounds are second, and defensively they're first. And I can't think of him and Cook are about the only guys putting up big rebounding numbers, so you really have to attribute it to those two specifically, because they have been fantastic in that front court. I just wish they'd go to them a little bit more. Obviously, Logan Stutz can't do everything, but maybe he can, because I mean, from what we've seen this year from Logan Stutz, is that he's a fabulous player that any team would love to have on their roster.
Keep in mind that Niagara has a very tall front court, but you look at Russ Conley and Dylan Edgar, two guys that are 6'10". They've played limited minutes, so as you mentioned, really comes down to Mike Allison as well, also in limited minutes, but definitely contributing to this Niagara River Lions rebounding game.
And Mike Allison is great at rebounding, but he doesn't really contribute a whole ton, so I think they need to really build up that front court and really start looking at them as a more legitimate scoring option, because we've seen good nights out of Cook. We've seen like MVP nights out of Logan Stutz. Really, I would just put this team on their backs and see where they go. I mean, Sammy Zielinski's having a great season. He can clearly dish the ball, and if I'm Coach Ken Murray, I want that pass to end up in Logan Stutz's hands 9 times out of 10.
Switching teams here as we get the starting lineup for the London Lightning. It goes as follows: Nick Okor, Garrett Williamson, Stephen Maxwell, Akeem Wright, and Curtis Washington rounding out the starting five. And this is going to be a home debut for both Nick Okor and Akeem Wright.
And it's a big addition to their backcourt too. Akeem Wright, he didn't have the most shining opening debut, but this is a guy who historically in NBL Canada has been a scorer. Whether it was with the Halifax Rainmen or with the Oshawa Power, he's put up big numbers. Pardon me, he was also with the Moncton Miracles, where he put 20 points a game on the board. So we haven't seen him in a while. He hasn't played in NBL Canada since 2012-13. But when he was here, he was one of the better scorers in the league. Speaking of recent scorers, Nick Okor has been absolute dynamite with the Island Storm. It was a real coup when they picked him up in a trade for Brent Jennings. Brent Jennings is a fantastic player as well. but Nick O'Corey is just like dynamite with the ball in his hands. So he's a huge addition to this roster. He played excellently for his first game back from injury against Orangeville. He had 15 points, shot the ball efficiently, did just about everything you can ask for of him. I do worry about who's going to be the distributor, because they're very heavy on shoot first guards. Like Tyshawn Patterson, he's looking to shoot. Nick O'Corey, he passes a bit, but he's mostly looking to shoot. So I do worry about that in the long run, but for now, they've got a couple of sticks of dynamite on the bench that they can just sort of throw out in the court and hope they go boom.
Quick recap on some of the transactions that London has made over the past week or so. Jeremy Wise was out with injury. Same goes for Kevin LaSalle. Jeremy Wise has since been released as of today. So as you mentioned there, really lacking that playmaker moving forward. And also missing Kevin LaSalle. He's out with injury. Taylor Black coming in his place there.
Yeah, and I think LaSalle isn't necessarily missed just for his production, which has been great. He's been his usual 9.7 rebound self, which is ideal for a power forward coming off the bench. And Lozelle is almost like he's the perfect fit in that role as your first big off the bench. And he's your energy guy. He's a heart and soul guy. So I think he's one of those guys who, it's not necessarily in the numbers, but you know watching a game that they really miss him.
London versus Niagara. Curtis Washington versus Daquan Cook, and it's Washington winning the tip-off here. So we see Nick O'Corey getting his first touches as a London Lightning player here at Budweiser Gardens. Garrett Williamson with it, finds Washington in the key, spins, fires, and it's good.
Curtis Washington's been really refining his post move since coming to London. A little bit of footwork there. I like to see that from the big man.
And now here come the Niagara River Lions on their first attack of the game. Sammy Ziglinski down low to Logan Stutz. Those two, as we mentioned, big individual performers for this River Lions team. Garrett Williamson gets the ball back. On the far side, takes it up. It's no good, collected by Stutz. And now off to Ziglinski. Takes a quick three, why not? Gets it to go.
A nice friendly roll there from Sammy Ziglinski. I think the coach was a little annoyed by that shot until it went in.
First minute of play, just about underway here at Budweiser Gardens. A quick shot from right is no good. Marty Thompson and Chris Croucher up in the booth. Niagara's in their away blue uniforms, London in their home whites. Daquan Cook takes possession, loses possession, and now here comes Akeem Wright. Takes it down for two.
Just some solid defense so far from the London Lightning. It's almost like they looked into the Niagara River Lions playbook. Of course, you know, the little wonky pass by Cook there certainly helped.
Interesting stat when it comes to the River Lions, as we see Zidlinski take now run up and missing. Their turnover ratio of -5 is the worst in the league. Here comes Akeem Wright looking for 3 points. It's no good, collected here by Stutz.
That'll be about the easiest rebound of Stutz' career there, just landed in his arms.
Zidlinski with possession down low to Stutz, and as I was mentioning with the -5 turnover ratio, that comes with Zidlinski getting 15 steals so far, as we see that one being drained by Stutz. But it's kind of crazy when you think about being -5 on the year and you've got a player who's got 15 steals through 6 games. Williamson takes it down low, and that's good from Stephen Maxwell.
Maxwell's playing with some excellent confidence. In their last game against the Orangeville A's, he had 22 points, 19 rebounds. Now only 22, he's one of the youngest guys in the league. He's been a big-time performer for the Lightning so far.
6-5 is the score. Stutz up against Maxwell here in the post. He's going to take it up. It's good for 2.
This has been a recent thing about Luis Scola, but I think it applies to Logan Stutz too. He has that old man at the YMCA game. He's got that old man at the YMCA game because it's all fundamentals. There's no, bursting athleticism. There's no dunks. He's just got the smoothness and that veteran savvy to know exactly how he's going to score, and you can't do anything about it.
I mean, the London Lightning practice at the YMCA downtown, so you never know. That's a 3-ball from distance. It's no good from Springer Williams. Maxwell takes it off to Nick O'Corey. Under 9 minutes to go in the first quarter, 7-6. River Lions with the lead. And that's no good from Nick O'Corey. It's now collected here by Springer Williams, the London native. There's some contact there.
Not a great possession on the other end there for the London Lightning. I do like what they're trying to do, though, with Williamson and O'Corey. They're kind of using them both as point guards intermittently here and there. We've seen Williamson play that point forward role last game against the Orangeville A's with 8 assists, and we've seen him do that in the past. I think he had a 15-assist game his first time here. As we see a great play, great pass to Daquan Cook. Easy dunk.
That was Logan Stutz dishing the ball there. 8:39 on the clock. Nice dribble here from McCory. Finds a hole and puts it down for 2.
And that's the kind of scoring they've been missing. No one's been really able to truly drive the basket. Taishawan Edmondson's been great in transition, but no one's been able to take that half-court game and really take it to the bucket.
Cook from the top of the key. It's no good. Collected here by Akeem Wright. He's got Maxwell to his left. He's going to take it to Maxwell. Blocked there by Stutz. It's going to fall out of play, and it'll be River Lions ball. Meantime, the London Lightning making their first change of the game here as Chad Posmus comes in to replace Curtis Washington.
Chad Posmus hasn't had the start that we really expected from him, but he's still an impact player just simply because he's so big and he's a lot quicker than you would expect a guy of his size to be. So even if he's just clogging the lane, he doesn't have to put up points to have an impact on this game.
Collected here by Blazik. It's no good. Springer Williams gets blocked, but that's going to be a personal foul against Chad Posmus.
A bit of a rough one there. I don't think Posmus meant to really hit him. In fact, I think Posmus was calling for all ball on that one. But a little bit too much contact. I think the bottom of his forearm there around the elbow area actually caught Springer Williams.
Springer Williams at the line. That's good. He's 83% from the line so far this year. Again, the London native had that buzzer beater against the Lightning in Niagara to give the River Lions their first franchise win. First ever win in franchise history, I should say. That was at the Meridian Center on the 27th. Wright takes it up, and he'll draw the foul. So make that 2, and the possibility for another here for the London Lightning. They're down 11-10 here, 7:48 in the first.
And that's a good thing for the London Lightning to get right now because the River Lions have come out very solid, other than one missed pass really from Cook there. It's been a lot of good passing, good setups, good plays, and it's a veteran coach in Ken Murray who has sort of his tried and true go-to plays. He's just pulling them out right now.
Blazik with possession here, 7:40 on the clock. That's Logan Stutz for 3, and that's no good. Collected easily by Posthumous, and Okori will move the ball up past half. At the top of the key, finds Wright on this near side, and now down into the post here for Posthumous. He gets in it with Logan Stutz. A nice pass down low. It's by Maxwell. He'll be fouled. He's going to take a trip to the bonus stripe.
And again, that's where I talk about a guy like Chad Posthumous and that he hasn't been putting up the points I think anyone really expected of him coming into the season. But I mean, he makes so many smart plays like that pass there that you just don't really expect a big man to make, and he can really cause trouble and cause the other team's big men to get themselves in foul trouble because he does things that no one really expects of him.
Stutz already with an assist so far tonight, just 1 to his name. Maxwell at the line. Marcus Lewis is coming to the game for the Niagara River Lions. Clinton Springer Williams has made way. Collected here by the River Lions, and they'll get set on offense. Blazik with it. Bit of space in the corner. They're going to find Stutz there. He rings it around. No good. Lewis collects now to Zidlinski. Nice pass off to Cook, and he slams it.
Excellent cycling by the Niagara River Lions to get that ball and move it around there, as we see on the other end. Blazik just knocks it out of bounds, stops an easy bucket though. But that was amazing ball movement from the Niagara River Lions on the other end. I think every player touched the ball twice on that one possession. And that's the sort of thing that the River Lions got to keep doing if they want to compete with this London Lightning team.
Okori on the fade, no good. Posthumous with the offensive rebound. He's down low up against Stutz. He's going to take it. It's collected by Maxwell. Another try. That one's good.
I'd say 90% of Stephen Maxwell's points have been off of putbacks just like that. He does so well on the boards, and that feeds his offensive numbers. And he's really been scoring at a pace I don't think anyone expected from him.
Ziglinski with a nice over-under there, 6.5 left.
As we see him make another good play there, but Sammy Ziglinski, we saw last year before his injury when he was with the Island Storm, just an excellent point guard. And he's one of those few guys that we see in the NBL, because it's such a scoring guard-oriented league, we don't really see a lot of floor general types, and a guy who can really score and distribute with equal ability. Zaglinski's one of those guys.
Maxwell takes it up. It's good.
Well, he heard me say that most of his stuff's off putbacks, so I guess I'll shut up now. Great play by Stephen Maxwell. Athletic, too.
Halfway through the first quarter here. Lightning with the lead. Zaglinski taking it up. Similar play as last. Can't get the same finish, though, as we see a nice move here by Wright. He finds a nice pass off to Okori.
Akeem Wright and Nick Okori as a backcourt could cause fits for teams, and especially with Williamson, they have 3 guys who can play that 1 guard, that 2 guard, that 3 guard, or pardon me, 3 forward, I guess. And it's really troublesome for teams.
This is Cook down low. No foul call. Maxwell will collect, and Nick Okori will slow things down here for the hometown London Lightning. Again, they're up 18-15, 5:25 on the clock in the first. The fade from Akeem, it's no good. It's collected here by Blazic. He takes it up, wide open. Marcus Lewis slams again.
Not sure what Akeem Wright was doing there. He was with Lewis and then just sort of stopped, and it left Lewis completely open at the other end.
So 18-17, the London Lightning, again with the lead here at Budweiser Gardens. Marty Thompson and Chris Croucher in the booth. As we mentioned, we'll try to keep you updated on the other games going on tonight. St. John up 68-58 on the Halifax Hurricanes right now. We'll try to get you an update on the Moncton game. Looks like it is 77-72 in favor of the Windsor Express. As we mentioned before, we got to talk about it briefly, but it's going to be interesting to see how the Central and Atlantic match up, Chris, as we start to get interdivisional games thrown in with these regular divisional games. It'll be interesting to see especially how Windsor's going to match up against Moncton tonight and then the Island Storm tomorrow.
Well, I think Windsor's pretty well set. They have a very good backcourt with Tony Bennett, Adrian Moss, and even Brendan Robinson, who's seen most of those teams and guys out east. So it'll be interesting to see that matchup when I know you and I will hopefully get to see a replay of it after this. Looking at some of the other teams in the Central that match up well with the East, teams in the East that match up well with the Central, I think Niagara actually might be more suited to play out in the East against any of the Eastern teams, really, because they have a very guard-centric lineup. Guys like Blazic and guys like Zaglinski are going to really fit in. And again, Zaglinski's another guy who played with the Island Storm and understands everything going on out east. So I really look forward to seeing more of those matchups. We've only had the one so far, but I know it won't be long before some other teams start making the trip.
Absolutely. The Niagara River Lions are set to go out east, actually coming up in the next week, taking on St. John and the Island Storm. That's actually coming up this weekend. My apologies, taking on the Island Storm on Saturday. More of those games coming up. Tyshawn Patterson and Marcus Capers have come into the game for the London Lightning, and Patterson holds possession here off to Williamson, now to Okori. 12 seconds on the shot clock, 4:55 on the game clock here in the first. Nice pass off to Possumus, who slams it.
Well, never mind that whole can anyone distribute the ball. If we're going to be throwing dimes behind the back, that's something there from Nick Okori. Heck of a play.
It's going to call that traveling. Looks like that's going to go against Tramar Sutherland, who has since come into the game. 4.5 left in the first. Tyshawn Patterson moves the ball up. Again, London in white, Niagara in blue. Garrett Williamson with possession. This is Sutherland matching up. Okori with a bit of space for 3. Can't get that one to go. It's collected by Stutz on the defensive rebound. And now here come the River Lions. Marcus Lewis with possession right now. He's going to take it down low, and it's good.
Super athletic play from Lewis, who's really starting to come into his own for Niagara. Didn't have a great start, but he's had a couple of nice performances since the early goings.
Capers at the top of the key. Fires it into the corner. This is Garrett Williamson now to Tyshawn Patterson. 8 seconds on the shot clock.
Great defense from Niagara here.
And it's tipped out. It's going to fall out off of London. So with 5 seconds on the shot clock, Garrett Williamson getting set to inbound for London.
There wasn't really enough movement from London, but Niagara did a really good job of making sure they played tight to their man, and nobody lost their assignment.
Corey with a quick shot, and it's good. Not much you can do about that.
Nobody's perfect, I guess. That was about as good defense as you can expect from the River Lions, but Nick O'Corey just too good.
Stutz. Now into the corner here is Marcus Lewis. Can't get that one to go. It's collected by Tyshawn Patterson, and he will slow things down for the London Lightning. Brings it across, and it's collected here by Niagara. Guess who? Marcus Lewis takes it up. Blocked by Marcus Capers. We got some back and forth stuff here. Nick O'Corey for three. Short. What a block from Marcus Capers.
He really got up there. Marcus Capers, super athletic wing.
Stutz. Jamar Sutherland for three, and it's good.
Maybe a little bit of ball don't lie for a potential goaltend, who knows? But a big three from Jamar Sutherland gives the River Lions, they close the gap to 22-21.
Patterson takes that one up. It's no good. Collected here by Stutz. Now here comes Ziglinski. He's got Sutherland to his left. He tries to do a behind the back pass. It doesn't go. Patterson collects. 2:40 on the clock. Capers, top of the key. The space down low. He's going to kick it out to the corner. Along the baseline. Postmus down low is going to take it up. 2:27 on the clock. Sammy Zidlinski moves it across in front of the scorers table, and as you can see, 3 London Lightning players getting set to come on. 1 player for the Niagara River Lions and Mike Allison. And it looks like those changes are just about to take place, so it looks like Warren Ward's coming into the game along with Mustafa Jones on his birthday. Should be noted.
Happy birthday, Mustafa.
Of course, and Stephen Maxwell also coming in to the game. Blazik takes possession. He's blocked there by Jones. Bounce pass. Getting into the corner here. Logan Stutz for 3. Can't get that one to go again. He's been having trouble from beyond the arc. Really not his game anyways, though. Ball's going to be kicked out there by Jamar Sutherland. So 2 minutes to go, and London get possession.
It's interesting that we've seen Niagara use the 3 ball as their weapon of choice, considering London's been the dominant team in terms of their field goal percentage from three-point land.
Of course, they're leading the league in both three-point percentage and also three-point defense, and that's going to be a foul against the Niagara River Lions.
And that speaks to the guards that London has, guys like O'Corey and guys like Warren Ward, guys like Williamson. They've got, well, O'Corey's not a bigger guard, but 6'2", he's certainly not one of the smaller point guards. And then when you got a 6'5", 6'6" guy at shooting guard and small forward, it can cause fits on the perimeter for other teams. And that's how London's really built their way to the three-point defense that they have. And then on offense, I mean, we've seen Nick O'Corey shoot the lights out. Pretty sure Tyshawn Patterson by himself has made about 75% of London's threes. So if London can keep shooting the 3 ball, I don't think they're going to keep it at 46% where it is now. But if they can keep shooting it with reasonable consistency, there's no reason to think that the offense is really going to dry up.
Minute 50 on the clock. Niagara with possession. This is Blazik. They're going to call a foul. It's going to be against Mike Allison by the looks of it.
Yeah, he gave a little extra shove on his pick there.
So a minute 45 on the clock. London 26, Niagara 21. Mustafa Jones off to Capers here as London get their offense set. And the ref's going to blow that one down. No call. Looks like the ball fell out of play. 19 seconds on the shot clock. Minute 39 on the game clock. Capers off to Jones. Maxwell back to Capers. Still beyond the arc in terms of possession. This is Warren Ward for 3. It's no good. And collected here by the River Lions. Into the corner for 3. It's no good for Marcus Lewis. Gets tipped around. Allison with a big rebound. It's taken up. Alley-oop. Lewis bounces it. Can't get it to go. He'll get his rebound though. There's no foul call yet, as you see just a bunch of pushing and shoving there. No one can seem to put it down, and some rough stuff there between Postmus and Lewis. Definitely frustrated on that instance.
Yeah, it looked like volleyball the way the ball was sort of popping up and out of the crowd there, but Chad Postmus at 6'11" better be the guy to find that rebound as the tallest man on the court. And just a bit of a frustration foul from the River Lions that they couldn't get that ball.
Capers Into the corner, this is Warren Ward, can't get the three to go, and it's collected here by Mike Allison. 45 seconds to go in the first frame. Tamar Sutherland moving this across for the Niagara River Lions. He'll be fouled.
I like the defense there from Mustafa Jones. I think he took a foul there, which is the part I don't like, but he really he leaned into Tamar Sutherland there. I didn't think it was a foul personally. I thought Jones just stood his ground there, and I thought it was a really nice play to just stand his ground, make Sutherland run into him. And Sutherland, we saw, just kind of bounce off of him and ended up heaving up a very difficult shot that wasn't going to go in.
40 seconds to go. Capers bounce pass. It's Mustafa Jones for three. Can't get it to go. Collected by Warren Ward. Now back to Jones. He's going to fire it across. And what do we got here? This is Maxwell putting it down for two.
Stephen Maxwell's amazing. I think we need to talk about him a lot more, especially around the league, because he's been just a really, really amazing player for the London Lightning this year. Crashing and banging down low. He's kind of the guy they needed to provide toughness with Marvin Phillips gone.
7 seconds on the game clock as Niagara gets set for the last attack of the quarter. Ball's up, and it's collected here by Maxwell. So the score after 1 quarter of play, London 28, Niagara 23. Marty Thompson and Chris Croucher up in the booth with you for this one tonight. London come out with a lead through the first frame. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We will be right back here on YouTube.
Well, we're coming to your city. Gonna play our guitars and sing you a country song. We'll all be flying higher than a jetliner. And if you want a little bang in your yin yang, come along. Well, we flew through Cincinnati and we all got really happy. Grabbed a bowl of that Skyline chili along the way. Then we
you know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
Don't forget to check out the Oxford Dodge Shoot to Win booth just outside the King Club. Sign up to compete on the court in the third quarter break for your chance to win a brand new Jeep Cherokee on the last home game of the season.
This is what I'm made of. No one can control me. 'Cause this is what I'm made of. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling
And we're back here at Budweiser Gardens again. London up 28-23 over the Niagara River Lions. The second quarter just about to get underway. Another quick update on the scores out of town. It looks like St. John's up on Halifax right now, 77-72. That's about 8 minutes to go. Looks like it's about 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Meantime, Moncton currently trailing the Windsor Express by a score of 89-81. Again, we'll try to keep you updated on those scores as they come in. So the second quarter, again, just about to get underway at Budweiser Gardens. A pretty decent crowd here for a Thursday night in very snowy London, Ontario. We know it's snowing out east as well. The Halifax-St. John game was delayed by about an hour last night.
I was going to say, saying snowy London, the people out east are saying boo-hoo. Bring the violins.
Stutz with possession. Zielinski takes it. Yeah, the game was delayed by about an hour, and it just came down to the St. John Millrats just being unable to get the team bus there in time to get a decent practice in beforehand. Ball's going to fall out of play. Decent defense from London to start this game. This quarter rather. 28-23, 11:41 on the clock.
And that's pretty much everything you can ask for your team's defense coming out of a break in the quarters there is to really just throw off the momentum and the rhythm of the Niagara River Lions just to start.
Capers down low to Posthumus. Can't get that one to go, and it's collected here by the River Lions. Zaglinski takes it up to Stutz. Ref's going to blow that down. It's going to be against Posthumus again. 2 fouls to his name so far. That's the first of the quarter.
Yeah, he's had a bit of issues with fouls so far this year. He's got to really work on that, because he's a guy that can really be a weapon as long as he's in the game, but if you keep having to nurse him out of foul trouble, it's going to hurt you.
Inbound coming up here for the River Lions. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Up and down here, Daquan Cook battling, and he'll get 2 for his River Lions, make that 28-25. And now here comes Warren Ward. Looks to Posthumus down low, will take it out to Capers instead. Bounce pass down low to Posthumus, tries to hand it off. No good, and it's collected here by the River Lions. Zedlinski looks to Springer Williams to his left. Oh, can't keep possession. They're going to say it fell out off of Mustafa Jones. London making a pair of changes. Nick Akori and Patterson coming into the game. Capers and Jones making way.
And to correct myself from earlier, it's Taishwan Patterson, not Edmondson. That's my bad.
Taishwan Edmondson, a great NBLC reference for those who don't know. Stutz tries to take it up, and he will. So all of a sudden, River Lions have cut into the lead substantially, make it 28-27. Akori. Ref's going to say there's no call there. Maxwell with possession. Warren Ward looks down to Posthumus. It's going to be collected again by the Niagara River Lions, and a smart play there by Cook to throw the ball out off of Posthumus.
Yeah, and I actually found it interesting because Posthumus was very close to the 5-second rule in terms of him backing down Cook there. We saw another potential use of the DeAndre Thomas rule, as we call it. You can only back down a player for 5 seconds now. And if Cook hadn't bailed him out by going for that steal, it probably would have been a turnover anyway.
Stutz with a bit of space on the baseline, and yeah, he's going to do that. To make it 29-28, the River Lions take their first lead of the quarter 2 minutes into it. Maxwell takes it up. No call, and he's going to get 2.
I don't know how he was able to get that, because not only did he do the double clutch, but he was able to get that. I think it got blocked by Stutz, and then as his hand came down from the block, he still threw it up anyways and still managed to get the 2 points.
Zedlinski, long 2, no good. It's collected there by Cook on the offensive rebound. Zedlinski with it again. Niagara still with possession off of that offensive rebound. Bounce pass to Stutz is no good there for Marcus Lewis. And now London getting set to make a change. Looks like Akeem Wright is coming into the game. Chad Posthumus making way. 30-29, London with the lead in the second quarter. Patterson. This is Akeem Wright for 3, and it's good.
Combined with Akori, Akeem Wright can really add a 3-point threat to this team, and they already were shooting it well, but now they've got guys that give them the ability to shoot it more often, as we see a foul there on, I believe, Maxwell. Or actually, based on the high five he just got, I think that might be on Akeem Wright.
It will be against Akeem Wright. 9 minutes to go in the second quarter.
You know, looking at some of the stats right now, 8 rebounds from Logan Stutz, but we haven't seen him get the ball in the post as much as you'd like. London's doing a good job of keeping him outside, and it's funny, I just saw Morris Delacosta tweet it, beat me to it. But I was going to say the Lightning are doing a really good job of forcing Stutz outside, and most of his points on the inside have been because he's really had to battle for a rebound. That's going to tire him out as the game goes on, and that's something you're okay with, giving up a few points here and there if it means by the end of the game the guy's gassed.
And I mean, when you look at London moving forward, you've got Curtis Washington, who's a very effective defender, and Chad Posthumus, assuming he doesn't get into foul trouble. Definitely good matches for a very quick and big Logan Stutz. Maxwell takes it up. It's good for 2.
That's another one you might have wanted to call a foul on, but Maxwell just too good. Able to just get that ball in there. He's so athletic, too.
Zedlinski for 3. It hangs off of the rim, and Stutz collects it. Puts it back, can't get it to go. And now London will move the ball up. This is Warren Ward on the near side. 34-31, they've got the lead. And it looks like they're going to keep possession. Refs had to have a quick chat there with Clinton Springer-Williams on the near side. 19 seconds on the shot clock. Akeem Wright getting set to inbound. Daquan Cook getting set to play defense here. Patterson at the top. Takes the three. Can't get it to go as he sent Marcus Lewis going the other way.
Boy, did he ever shake him there. Jeez. Dropped him like a bad habit.
Cook with possession. Hands it off to Zidlinski. Clinton Springer-Williams now. 8 seconds on the shot clock, 8 minutes to go in the first half. Zidlinski's got a three ball. He's going to bounce pass to Stutz. Stutz will get it off in time, but it's no good. Akeem Wright chips it off to Warren Ward, and now here come the London Lightning. Patterson with a bit of space. He gives it off to Wright. He can't get it as he's stripped of possession, and now here comes Clinton Springer-Williams. He's tripped up, and he can't get that one to go either, so make it 34-31. This is some back and forth stuff here at Budweiser Gardens. Ward down low, and that's good from Stephen Maxwell.
I don't mean to turn this into a Stephen Maxwell love fest, but I mean, the dude's got 17 points, and we still have 7 minutes to go in the second quarter. He's having an incredible game for the London Lightning, leading them in points and rebounds now. He's going to have 17 points and 6 rebounds, I believe, after quick update. Pardon me, the update was quicker than I thought. He has 15 points and 5 rebounds so far in the game, although making your free throws would be a big bonus too.
Oh, Clinton Springer-Williams slams it on the other side, so London getting caught playing some sloppy defense, make it 36-33.
Yeah, they got mesmerized by that missed free throw. I think all of them just collapsed trying to get the rebound, and Springer-Williams, the opportunist, just decides to go the other way.
As you said, Maxwell on 17 points as Osia Corey taking this one down. Maxwell, the 22-year-old, on 17 points. He's averaging 17 points per game so far this season. Zidlinski draws some contact there, and looks like he's going to take a trip to the line.
And I don't think anyone can really take anything away from how excellent it's been for Stephen Maxwell in the early going for the London Lightning. I mean, he's shooting great. He's got a 60% shooting percentage right now from the field. So he's had a very strong, efficient season. He's averaging 17 and 11. And I mean, he's kind of the guy that has filled Marvin Phillips' shoes to some extent, in that he's that power forward. He's able to play low, but unlike Phillips, he doesn't drift out to the three-point line. He's really filled in about as well as anyone could for Marvin Phillips.
Tyshwan Patterson with possession here, 6:49 on the clock. Takes it up, it's good. An incredible athletic play there from number 22, makes it 40-34. London adding to the lead here. Stutz on the far side along the baseline. He puts that back for two to continue to cut down on this lead. 6:23 on the clock. Patterson, good for three.
And that's exactly what they like from Tyshawn Patterson. The guy's a microwave. He just comes off the bench, heats up real quick, and he's doing it right now for the Lightning.
Blazic into the corner. This is Tyquan Cook, and it's good. My apologies, that's Tramar Sutherland.
Tramar Sutherland, of course, a very familiar face for NBLC fans thanks to his time with the Moncton Miracles. And he's just one of those vet guys who knows what they're doing.
And the ref's going to blow that one down as you saw Stephen Maxwell, the man of the hour, drawing a bit of contact. So 5:50 on the clock. We're about to get a media timeout here at Budweiser Gardens. Again, Marty Thompson, Chris Croucher up in the booth. London and Niagara on the court. London with the lead. We're going to take
some time to talk about this game. It's been a good game so far for the London Lightning, as they've got Stephen Maxwell just playing out of his head right now. 17 points, 6 rebounds. Some of the other numbers for the Lightning: 8 points from Nick O'Corey, and 7 points from Akeem Wright. So 2 guys making their home debut, having a strong outing. On the other end for the Niagara River Lions, Logan Stutz, already has a double-double at 12 points, 11 rebounds. However, he's only shooting 5 of 13. That's something that he's going to look to improve on in the second half. Looking at how the two teams are matching up, right now the London Lightning are shooting a bonkers 51% from the field. Niagara River Lions only shooting 37%. Both teams struggling from three-point land. They are a combined 2 of 15 for three-pointers. The rebounds 26-20 in Niagara's favor, but again, Niagara leading the league in that category. It was to be expected. And they're also shooting the ball from the free throw line better than London. London's going to need to fix that. As far as leaders for each team, Logan Stutz leading the Niagara River Lions in all 3 major departments. Again, 12 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists. Leading the Lightning, 17 points from Maxwell, 6 rebounds from Maxwell, and 3 assists from Williamson, leading the way for them.
43-38, London with the lead at home here at Budweiser Gardens. Again, these two clubs split the first 2 games they had in the opening weekend of the season. London winning at home, and then Niagara winning at home in their inaugural season home opener, I should say. So 5:50 on the clock, and Stephen Maxwell getting set to go to the line. And the 22-year-old off to a great game so far tonight. 17 points, 6 rebounds, leading the London Lightning in both categories.
Well, I mean, he's put up his season average in a quarter and a half of play. I mean, the sky's the limit with this kid, and he's really shown he's got the stuff to become a big player here in the NBL.
Keep in mind Logan Stutz with the double-double, sitting at 12 points and 11 rebounds. He had a double-double within the first 17 minutes of the game.
I think he's had a double-double in almost all but 2 games so far this year. I mean, the guy's a machine. He just needs to get some help.
Zaglinski with possession, down low to Blazik here. It's the ball back, 15 seconds on the shot clock, 5:38 on the game clock. This is Sutherland in the corner for 3, and it's no good. It's tipped around. Who's got it? Looks like it'll be Cook. Gives it off to Sutherland, and it's tipped. And now here come the London Lightning. Akeem Wright. As you saw Corey calling for it down low, had a bit of space right underneath the basket. This is Garrett Williamson. He'll draw the foul, and he'll get the 2 points.
And that's what I like to see from Williamson. London went with a really small lineup, and they drew everyone out to the three-point line because that's what London's weapon has been so far, so it was kind of what Niagara was expecting. Instead, Williamson just aggressively went to the bucket, kind of caught everyone on their heels, and the River Lions got forced into a foul on that one.
The bonus shot is good there from Garrett Williamson, so make it 48-38. A quick interception, and now London right back at it. This is Patterson from distance. It's no good. Collected here by Logan Stutz. Make that his 12th rebound of the game.
Not wild about that shot. There was no one under the basket to get a rebound if it was missed.
Blazik trying really hard for those 2 points, and he got them. 5 minutes to go in the second. Patterson with possession. 5 minutes to go. Into the corner. It's no good there from Stephen Maxwell. And now here come the Niagara River Lions on a quick break. Stutz will tick that one away for 2. So make it 48-40 as London call a timeout.
Kyle just talking to Tyshawn Patterson here, and I think it's a good job by Kyle Julius letting Patterson know what's going wrong here. I'd like to see them use Williamson more as a point forward role with this smaller lineup they have, because Williamson could take advantage of a bunch of the smaller guards that Niagara put out there to try and match. So if you can create that mismatch, Williamson can just have a free lane to the bucket. And as well, if you're going with a guy like Patterson and Okori in the same lineup, both of those guys are shoot-first guys. So get the ball in the hands of your distributor, who, based on his pass game and some of the other games he's had, Williamson's that guy. If he's not scoring, he's still contributing in other ways, whether it's passing or rebounding. He just does what needs to be done. And I would love it if the Lightning would start using him more in that point forward role. Obviously not a player comparison I'm about to make. Not a player comparison. But the way the Cleveland Cavaliers use LeBron James as that point forward role is something that the Lightning could do with Williamson here. And I stress, not a player comparison. Don't yell at me.
Oh, wait, hold on. I missed that. So LeBron, there's someone in the NBLC that's as good as LeBron James. That's all I got from that. We'll just, that way it can apply to more than one person.
But you can use Williamson in that same role where you can put him at the 3 and have him play that point forward role. And I think that's where London had a lot of early success, and they've kind of went away from it. we saw Patterson kind of struggle to distribute the ball in those past couple possessions, so get it into Williamson's hand, and they're going with Patterson.
48-42. You're not very good at predicting
Here we
things.
go.
Yeah, all right. This is Garrett Williamson, not LeBron James. Corey passes it back. This is Akeem Wright making a bit of space up against Logan Stutz. He's down low, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Garrett Williamson again. Gets it up on the fade. It's no good. And it's collected here by Tyshawn Patterson.
I like the response by Patterson. He kind of got reamed out by Coach Julius a bit there. Instead of pouting, instead of just sort of falling asleep, he gets aggressive and he goes and gets the ball himself.
Ziglinski, Stutz down low. Stutz up against Akeem Wright. Akeem Wright wins that battle after stripping the ball. Now here's Patterson back to Wright. 20 seconds on the shot clock, 3:56 on the game clock. Corey, so smooth.
Perfect time to attack that mismatch. He had a big man out behind the arc. Definitely got to go to the basket if you're Nick Okori, and he does.
Niagara making a quick change. Marcus Lewis coming into the game. It looks like Tremar Sutherland is making way. 3:50 on the game clock.
Find it interesting, Sutherland. It looks like he still has his miracle shoes, the gray and orange kicks.
I really didn't notice that one. Zidlinski with possession. Blazik in the corner. Gives it off to Stutz up top. Now this is Marcus Lewis on the far side. And now London get possession again. Williamson can't quite track it. He'll tip the ball back out. And now Niagara with possession. Blazik with it. On the far side, this is Lewis open for three, and that just really came down to Garrett Williamson having to lug back from the other end of the court. 3:23 on the game clock, and Niagara making another quick change. Russ Conley coming into the game. DeQuan Cook making way there. Meantime, it looks like Akeem Wright is coming out of the game, and looks like Chad Posthmus is coming in for London. Patterson with possession. 3:19 on the game clock. London with possession here. Patterson takes it back. 3 fouls each. Posthmus down low. He's got 2 to his name, matching up against Conley. He draws the foul. Oh, no basket. They're going to call traveling. Meantime, looks like Kyle Julius is set to make another change. Akeem Wright coming into the game. And Chad Posthmus looks like he's coming out.
Another smaller lineup from the Lightning, and I think they're just, I'm not sure why they're so committed to this small ball, but I mean, if they can make it work, why not? Definitely want to compete with all the guards, but now you don't really have anyone who can cover Logan Stutz. It's going to be Marcus Capers drawing the assignment, and I know he's athletic, but Stutz is 6'9", Capers 6'5". That's a mismatch.
Quick update on the other 2 games, just because the one's wrapping up here. It looks like the St. John Millrats are up 93-89 on Halifax. That's got about 15 seconds left, and looks like Windsor's up on Moncton by a score of 109-106, so that one's getting pretty close. Again, we'll try to keep you updated. That one looks like it's just come out of the fourth quarter intermission. 2:38 on the game clock here in the second. Blazik's fouled on the shot. He'll go to the line.
That one's going to be on Nick Okori there. No one really in foul trouble for either team right now, which is a good thing going into the half. Nick Okori, 2 fouls. I think that's his 3rd now, actually. But he had 15 in their last game against the Orangeville A's, and he's got 10 tonight. Second leading scorer, and most of those just here in that second quarter, too. It's a good introduction from Nick Okori to the London fans.
London with the lead here at Budweiser Gardens. Again, close games elsewhere tonight. 2 other games out east, so looks like that St. John Halifax game is about to wrap up. The Millrats took down Halifax away from home last night, so that was definitely a good result for them. Moving up to a 4-3 record, bringing Halifax down to a 6-2 record. As the refs have a quick chat before we get back underway here again. Around 2.5 left in this second quarter.
Gotta say, one place the Lightning are losing a battle right now, offensive boards. Niagara has 11 compared to only 5 for the London Lightning, which I guess means that London's missing less shots if you think about it, but
at the same time, it's leading to 10 second chance points for the Niagara River Lions and just 6 for London.
I love London's points in the paint, though. A lot of those coming from Stephen Maxwell, pardon me, with 36 points in the paint for London and only 26 for the River Lions, which, considering the amount of scoring Stutz and Cook have done, that's quite an impressive number.
Of course, we're getting set to have What's Cooking with Bill Ovens at halftime, so be sure to tune in for that. And Bill's got lots to say, as always. 2.5 left as we see Adam Blazik at the line here.
I have no idea what kind of things Bill's going to talk about.
Stutz gets the rebound. It's tipped loose. It's going to fall out off of London. So Niagara getting set on an inbound. 21 seconds on the shot clock.
If I know Bill, though, we're going to hear about some point guards and the Niagara fast break, probably.
Blazik with the long two. We should maybe let the listeners in on an inside joke. Bill likes to have some notes, so we just set them down, so it's right in front of Chris as we see Stutz trading two as Niagara continue to cut into London's lead. Patterson with possession, 2:12 on the game clock. Corey waits as he's got Akeem Wright to his left. No one in the corner. Looks like Akeem Wright's going to try to fill that void. He's going to bring it across to the side. Now here's Garrett Williamson. 4 seconds on the shot clock. He's going to take it up for two. It's no good. Collected by Logan Stutz on the defensive rebound.
Tough bucket look right there from Garrett Williamson. Made a very nice play.
Blazik tries to find some space down low, and they're going to call traveling.
Marcus Capers very happy with that one. And I'm not sure if it was because he took a shot there or if he was just happy about the end result there.
Minute 47 on the clock. London getting set on the inbound in their own end. 4 fouls for them, 3 for the Niagara River Lions through this second quarter. Patterson sees a bit of space along the baseline. Now here's Garrett Williamson with it on the near side. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Lots of space here from Maxwell, and it's good. My apologies. That's Akeem Wright.
Akeem Wright has had a very nice game here. He isn't going crazy. He isn't trying to force a lot of shots. He's shooting 50% though, and that 3 gives him 12 points on the game.
Great defense there from Patterson, forcing that steal, and the ref's going to blow that one down though.
Logan Stutz just wanted to make sure that wasn't an easy basket, and I mean, they had a foul to give. Stutz is sitting at that's Stutz's first foul. I was going to say you can't sit at 0 fouls after you just had a foul, but Stutz with his first foul in the game, and it's an all right one to take because it was almost an assured 2 points for London.
Patterson holds on to possession, 1:10 on the clock here. Wright at the top of the key. Stutz matching up. Fade is no good. Collected by Blazik. Now 1 minute to go in this second frame. Stutz to Blazik's left. He's going to take it down low to Conley. Russ Conley keeps it up against Capers, and the ref's going to call a foul against, looks like Mr. Marcus Capers. So 57 to 45. Conley getting set to go to the line. This, of course, is his first appearance against London. 4 points per game and 4 rebounds per game in limited minutes, and just a couple other appearances in the last couple weeks or so. First shot is no good from the big man. .52 seconds on the clock. Ball's popped loose, and that's a big rebound from Posthumus.
He wanted that ball right there. That's I want to say a frustration one because he hasn't been playing badly, but that was a I got to get going type of rebound.
Patterson to Williamson. Up top, Blazik playing defense. Now to a Corey. Nice pass. Finds Wright. Patterson takes the 3. It's no good. Tipped around. Wright will get it back. Can he take it up? No, he won't. Patterson will finish it.
That was totally an intentional pass. Patterson with some great awareness to get himself into an open spot where no one else was. And the rebound just landed in his arms.
Patterson gets the ball back again. Shot clock has expired. 10 seconds on the game clock. It's good from Tyshawn Patterson. He runs out of the crowd, and now here comes Logan Stutz trying to answer back. And he's going to draw some contact.
Stutz had 2 guys with him. I'm surprised he didn't move the ball there. But Tyshawn Patterson, we saw Coach Julius really bring him closer, and I don't want to say ream him out, but he gave him a stern talking to. And we've seen Patterson come out and just really answer the coach's call there and put up some excellent minutes here for the Lightning.
Inbound is in here for the Niagara River Lions. Zaglinski will airball that. So London with a 61-45 lead here in London against the Niagara River Lions. Marty Thompson and now Bill Ovens. Bill, what's cooking?
Oh, lots of things are cooking. I got some general impressions of the first half. I'm going to talk about the point guard play only because I used to be a point guard, and I think maybe Chris knows that, or maybe he's literate.
Well, let's talk about the point guards for London. Not having Jeremy Wise has made this a completely different game for the London Lightning.
It's completely different, and Patterson has picked his game up to a level I didn't know he had. If he can play with this kind of intensity all year long, they can make do with the point guards they got. Mustafa's he's not doing anything crazy. He's just controlling the ball, and with Okori and Ward in the two spots, you can always dump it off to Okori. Right now, despite all the presses Zaglinski's got for Niagara, I'd have to give, if I was marking the game point guard play, London wins.
Yeah,
on point guard play.
To the start. Let's talk a bit about coaching as well in that first half. I know you've got a bit to say about that.
Yeah, there was. I'd like to talk a bit about coaching skill sets and stuff. I'm going to hold that to a little bit later on.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to hold that to a little bit. I'm going to talk about us right now because I'm going to talk about me and Marty. Me and Marty have been up here doing this for 3 years, and I don't know if there's a lot of other teams that have this kind of thing going. Now I know Windsor's got it, but I've watched Orangeville. They've got a bit of a thing going.
You're talking about the halftime.
Yeah, the halftime
Absolutely.
thing. If this league is going to grow with the way we all want it to grow, we have to have better broadcasting. And I'd like to see, just out of a flyer, put a trophy in at the end of the year for the team that has the best broadcast crew. And maybe management will get behind that kind of thing. They'll see the long-term benefit of it. And it's just another thing to compete on. London Lightning, we got the best broadcast crew. Well, you're winner by default. But but still, it'd be better if everybody had it going, and I think it would make the league a lot better.
100%. All right, let's talk a bit about the game.
Yeah, the score I actually think sort of indicates the play. Right near the end of the Lions, we're getting a couple of easy baskets, but the Lions really haven't been in the game, but they've been scoring a lot of points. And primarily, they're scoring a whole lot of points because of defensive mismatches.
Well, I mean, like they've done a good job on the fast break.
Exactly,
so far,
they've done a good job on the fast break. And what they're doing with the fast break, I don't know if Chris has picked up on it, it's generally the two guard, as soon as London hoists a shot in the air, he releases. And if the two guard isn't playing defense, if the one guard isn't high and notices the guy go, about 4 or 5 times there's been a Niagara player down in the key, and the closest London player has been at half court.
Yeah.
And that's just, you got to have somebody watching for that. They've got about 10 free points that way, and I was keeping a track of, lucky points. Let's say lucky. It's not what I wrote down, but let's say lucky. The ones that bounce on the rim all over the place. I figured Niagara got 2 of them.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, what are your thoughts on Wright? That's kind of what
the new
we've
guy.
been talking about.
We watched him play. He must be pleasing the coaches because we watched him play in Orangeville on the web, and he didn't have his name on his jersey. Now he's got his name on his jersey, so he's got a home. He's a big guy. He's bigger than Maxwell. You get up close to them, they look very similar, but he's physically bigger. Did a little ball handling. Maybe he shouldn't be trying that, but at least he's showing he's got it. I think he's a positive addition to the team. And on the throw-in plays in the first half, where there were plays set up, it's a tie. 2-2. London won 2 of them, and Niagara won 2 of them. Now let's talk about coaching.
Okay. Coaching.
We did the coaching 102, 101, 102, and all the rest of that stuff. What I want to talk about now is like coaching styles and coaching skill sets. Because a coach is like a player. You can have a good coach, you can have a bad coach, you can have a smart coach, you can have a dumb coach, and everything in between. And I was sort of looking at the 2 coaches. Now, the Niagara coach, great pedigree. Coach Brock got a national title, used to the big stage. No lack of experience for that guy. Got it all over Julius in experience. But Julius, I like him. He's got just because he doesn't have as much experience, I think he's got just as much smarts. He's a smart guy. You got to not mistake knowledge for smarts. I could come in here and pout off a whole bunch of facts, and you say, well, he's smart. Well, no, I'm not. I got a good memory. Smarts is when you can able to take the facts, take the data, and make something new and different with it. And I'm hoping that in this situation, Julius being young and you know, doing new stuff against a guy that's maybe set in his ways. I bet she's not. I bet she's got a great basketball brain. But anyway, there's between the two coaches. Now, once you become the coach, you've got some choices. Some coaches like to ride the star. And now, if you ride the star, you got two problems. One is, if your star isn't better than their star, you're going to have a short bench, because you have to make up for the deficiencies elsewhere. And that's going to hurt you down the line. If your star is better than their star, then you can have a long bench, you can keep people rested, you can, it's better if you got a better star, if that's the system we're using.
Right. And then, I mean, well, continue. I know you got more to say about Coach.
Well, no, if you start with a system in mind, like possibly the guy from Brock has a system in mind. He won a national championship. He didn't do it by accident. So he knows something that works. So he's going to find players that fit that system, and that'd be the general manager's problem. Or he's got to find players. The general manager finds players who can learn the system, and that's the coach's problem. But you know, it's a good problem to have. Now, the way I would like to do it is always the most complicated way to do it. You assess your players' skill sets and pick or design a system that best gets the synergistic benefit from the people you've got. Now, the problem with that, the hard part of that is you need smart players. You need players who are committed to the team and set their personal goals aside. And you'd need lots and lots of data and lots of time to study it.
And the alternative is just to play street ball.
Well, if all else fails, and we saw a bit of that last year, and we saw that it wasn't successful at all.
Absolutely. All right, getting back to a bit of this game, I know you wanted to talk about Russ Conley, seeing his first minutes against London so far this season.
Yeah, we were watching him on the bench. He's a big guy. He matches up with Chad very well. And I was up here listening to you and Chris, and this the constant battle between short. Do you go short? Do you go tall? Do you go fast? Do you pack the key? And I think that this Conley, he may come into something, but right now he's pretty two-dimensional, and I think Chad can handle him. And I wouldn't expect to see Chad on the floor a lot. He's caught the ire of the referees again. I mean, he got clubbed under the basket down there and then ran down and took the ball in the back of the head. Okay, if we're playing football, that's defensive pass interference. He didn't turn around and look. But anyway, I think they'll keep Chad rested and keep him for Connolly. 13 for Niagara is somebody you can take a lot of advantage of. He's really into offensive picks.
Yeah, of course, that's Mike Allison.
Yeah.
Very quickly, Zaglinski, 6 points, 3 rebounds, a couple assists to his name. Your thoughts on how he's done so far tonight?
He's not living up to the press he had prior to the game. Nice passing. He's getting the ball around a lot, but there was a couple of times he took a shot. There's no rebounders. If you're going to be the leader, you got to not make mistakes. Let everybody make mistakes, but when you're the leader, you got to not mental mistakes. Physical mistakes are not a problem. That's what you got practice for. The mental mistakes you got to cut down on.
We're going to miss you. You're not getting fired, but we're going to miss you.
I'm going away for 3 weeks. I'm being dragged to the Dominican Republic by my lovely wife, and I'm not objecting to it. I'm going to miss the games. But I think they got free Wi-Fi down in the Dominican, so I'll still be watching, and I'll be back for the game on the 4th.
Absolutely. We'll be looking forward to it. Thank you very much, Bill,
Thanks,
as
Marty.
always. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Again, London with a 61-45 lead at halftime.
Hey, Garrett, let's get some mozzarella.
Oh mama, zumba zumba bacala.
Mamma mia.
Oh mama, zumba zumba bacala. Zumba 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 bacala.
This is our Fiat 500,
Sweet.
and tell me what you guys think.
Oh, this is awesome.
I can work with this. This car seems pretty good, although it's a little tighter than I imagined.
Oh, that's a car, man. What about this hot rod right here? What do you guys think?
I think we might get in a little too much trouble in this one.
Yeah.
Might get a couple tickets. Yeah.
Jeep Cherokee is our most popular SUV.
Okay.
And it's very stylish and affordable, as you can see.
Oh wow, this is great.
Yes.
No, this is. Hey, I actually fit in this one too.
Tons of room inside. All right, guys, why don't you guys come in? What do you guys think?
I think we're gonna go with the Cherokee. Yeah, definitely the Cherokee.
Great, excellent.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
I'm the oldest of 4 kids, so when we were young. I'm the oldest of 4 kids, so when we were younger, we just go out back and play, and my father loved basketball. He instilled a good work ethic. I feel like it's always good to have mentors, especially at a young age, someone to look up to, maybe someone to confide in. Growing up, my siblings, I definitely felt an added responsibility to do the right thing. Set an example for them, because I knew they were watching my every move. Doesn't matter race, age, sex, whatever it is, it's a game that can be played by anybody. The guard usually tries to dictate the tempo, try to keep guys' emotions in check when the game's not going our way or things aren't going our way. Team's almost like a family in a sense. Somebody has your back on defense or on offense, off the floor. These are your brothers for the next couple months while we're playing, so we really have to count on each other. You try and stay positive, whether they miss a shot or make a turnover, you try and encourage them to go on to the next play, and especially when things aren't going your way or somebody's yelling at you or telling you can't do something, you just laugh about it and go out there and prove them wrong. If you treat people the right way, then your teammates, your coaches, fans, everybody will kind of give you respect in return. You never know what someone's going through at their home life or how they're feeling inside. You definitely want to support them and try and stop the bullying if you see it or see them being mistreated, because your efforts can go a long way.
We're back for the second half here. Stephen Maxwell to O'Corey. As we see O'Corey dribbling the ball. Finds Akeem right there. Lightning moving the ball around. Maxwell bullies his way. Won't get it to drop. I'm actually joined by Zach Dadson of the Niagara River Lions color commentary team. Zach, how are you?
Great, thanks for having me.
Well, first off, what are your thoughts so far on this game?
You know, the River Lions are doing a much better job than they have in the past of rebounding. That's something that they really struggled with against the London Lightning at the beginning and those first two games on that opening weekend. But down 16 points here early, it's going to be tricky for them to be able to get back into tonight's game.
And one of the areas we've seen from the River Lions do very well, kind of unexpected considering the start they had, is the rebounding category. What guys do you think have really been attributable to that?
Yeah, you know, Logan Stutz has been an amazing player for the Niagara River Lions so far this season. He's leading the league in rebounding and defensive rebounding, and he's really creating a big inside presence for the team. I think that the thing that they've really started to turn on with their rebounding is their offensive rebounds. They were really not putting themselves in a position to get any second chance points early in the season, and that's something that they're doing a much better job of now.
Well, even in this game, we've seen 14 offensive rebounds for the River Lions, 7 for the London Lightning. I know one question a lot of people are going to have about the River Lions, because we've seen NBL teams struggle with this in the past. How is Niagara doing for attendance?
You know, they have had 3 home games so far. Their very first game was their very opening game, and they had 2,800 fans. I really believe that the big test for the franchise was going to be last Tuesday's game against the Windsor Express, a Tuesday night game. It was a cold night in Niagara with a lot of snow, and you know, I think that the ownership group had to have been really happy with well over 1,000 fans in attendance.
Well, I know we've interviewed some of the owners before, and they kind of said their break-even point was 1,500, and that their goal for year one was 1,000. And I mean, what kind of buzz is there in the Niagara region? Are they getting involved with local businesses? Have there been people around the city talking about them?
Yeah, they've done a really great job of connecting and providing fans with a wholesome experience. And not only are fans able to come out and come into the downtown core, go to the game, but you know, they're also able to go to different restaurants in Niagara, in St. Catharines, and get some discounts with their tickets and really be involved in the community. There's a great buzz around town with the Niagara River Lions.
So one thing I got to ask you on a more personal note, who's your favorite player so far?
You know, that's a really great question, you know. I really root for Daquan Cook. I'm a big fan of his. He's got a great inside presence. And, you know, on Tuesday night against Orangeville, afternoon against Orangeville, he did a really great job of finally getting it going on the inside. He is one of those players that has a great skills and great size inside. And once he gets it going there, it's hard to defend.
He's certainly proven to be kind of an inside guy for the River Lions. Right now they're trying to find that identity as we got Nick O'Corey coming up the court here. One of the premier guards in the league. Has there been any of the guards on Niagara that you've really been keeping an eye on? Anyone sort of standing out?
Yeah, I think Sammy Zaglinski from the University of Virginia has done a really good job of quietly going about his business. He's leading the league in assists with over 12 a game and doing a really impressive job of getting his teammates involved.
And Zaglinski, again, we've seen him with the Island Storm. We've seen him, obviously, University of Virginia, a big basketball school. So, you know, we certainly got to look at him even back in college. And he's been one of those guys. Is there anything that you'd say the River Lions kind of need right now? Is there something missing, I guess? Because we know they're currently sitting last place in the Central. It's obviously, you know, not where they want to be. Has there been anything that's really kind of stood out to you as an area they can really improve upon or anything like that?
Yeah, I think that 2 of their 4 losses came by 1 possession. And so I think that they've done a really good job of staying in games. Only 2 games have gotten away from them this season. But I think that those turnovers, they really need to cut down on their turnovers. They've been turning the ball over 20 times per game so far this season, and it really puts them in a hole and gets it tough to get their offense going.
That's going to be out of bounds. Niagara ball. Cook's going to have the inbounds here. So when you're looking at Ken Murray, what kind of things has he been doing with this team? What kind of things has he been really pushing with the River Lions?
I think at the beginning of the season, we saw right here in London that he did a really good job of getting players open, easy looks, with some backdoor cuts and really feeding the ball down low inside. In the last couple of games, he's been very intentional in going to a deeper bench and trying to get a lot of those guys involved. Through that, we've seen that the River Lions have had a couple of other stars emerge. Marcus Lewis has done an excellent job off the bench, and so has Jonathan Dunn in getting the offense going.
We've got Jeff Blazek coming up the court here. Tries to cross over Williamson, can't do it. Excellent spin move, but no go. Cook with the rebound. Zaglinski drives. Ends up just feeding it to Curtis Washington's shin. Lightning fast break. Maxwell, easy 2 for the London Lightning. What do you think of Stephen Maxwell? I know you're following the league a bit more now. Stephen Maxwell is one of the new London Lightning players that I know Marty and I are both really excited about as we see him almost get another 2 right there. What have you thought of his game so far?
He's been so efficient, With that miss, he's now just 7 for 9, missing only 2 shots in tonight's game, putting up 19 points. It's really, really impressive.
Okori's here, going to slow down the ball. Maybe you can do a little bit of color commentary with me right here. We've got Okori setting up the play.
It seems
right. Nice footwork by Washington. Gets it to drop. Stutz on the other end. Just goes for it. Washington with the foul.
I think Logan Stutz will tell you that one area of his game that he really wants to improve on is his free throw shooting. So tonight he's 2 for 2 already, and it'll be interesting to see if he's able to keep that hot streak going.
Stutz, again, one of the more efficient players, not having his best night, but he definitely wants to improve on that. Earlier when I was talking with Marty, I kind of likened him to Luis Scola of the Toronto Raptors by saying he's got that old man at the YMCA game. He just sort of knows how he likes to score, and he knows exactly how he's going to do it, and he just kind of has his bread and butter moves that just always seem to work.
That's right. He really does a good job of quietly going about his business. You look up, and all of a sudden, he's got 16 points, he's got 14 rebounds, and it's one of those things where he doesn't take over the game. He just plays within himself and puts himself in a good position to succeed.
So, looking at the Niagara roster, are there any guys who maybe aren't getting a ton of minutes that you really feel could step up and play a bigger role on the team?
I think that Greg Carter, the point guard for the Niagara River Lions, is an excellent player. And unfortunately, the River Lions have been playing from behind a lot this season. Greg Carter's bread and butter is his amazing defense. He was 2-time Defensive Player of the Year in Canada, all of Canada. And that's just a skill that the River Lions are very happy to have, but have been unable to utilize playing from behind most of the season.
We see Zaglinski make a cut and feed Stutz. It's interesting you mentioned Carter because he was one of the more hyped-up acquisitions of the River Lions, too, and we haven't really gotten a good idea of what he can do. As Daquan Cook just unable to make that shot, lighting on the rebound. Tyshawn Patterson runs the floor like a hurricane, makes 2. Well, thank you for coming on, Zach.
Thanks so much for
love
having
having you here. It's a treat every time. Keep us up to date. You can listen to Zach. He's the color commentator for the Niagara River Lions. Make sure you watch those live streams. Excellent production quality on those live streams.
Thanks a lot, guys. Good luck with the rest of the season.
Cheers. And works the ball around Blazek. 3, no good.
(72-55). Marty Thompson, Chris Croucher now up in the booth with you for tonight's game. Again, London and White Niagara in their Navy away strip. 6:50 on the clock as we see Wright chipping it off here into the corner. 3 seconds on the shot clock. The ref's going to blow that one down, and it's going to go against Tyshawn Patterson.
Tyshawn Patterson really has stepped up in this second half. You could even say second quarter is where he really made his jump so far in his play quality, and he's been an excellent player for the London Lightning all season, leading scorer at 20 a game. And I mean, he had a bit of a rough start, was playing a little bit wild. Cal Julius just brought him over, got him to relax, calm down, and we've seen a very different but just as good Tyshawn Patterson.
One final update from the games out of town. Moncton beat Windsor by a score of 120 to 119. Can't wait to see the final of that one. And also, the St. John Millrats beat the Hurricanes 98 to 91. So the Millrats get 2 against Halifax in as many days. Mustafa Jones, the birthday boy, turning 24 today. He comes into the game, replaces Nick Akori. 6:35 on the clock. 3 fouls for the Niagara River Lions. They have possession. London has 2 fouls to their name. Zaglinski up top to Stutz. Now down low, this is Daquan Cook up against Chad Posthumus. He's going to find Marcus Lewis in the corner. Can't get that one to go. Ref's going to blow it down. Looks like it's going to go against Logan Stutz. 6:23 on the clock. Now 4 fouls for the River Lions, 2 for the London Lightning. Again, we're just approaching halfway through this third frame at Budweiser Gardens. That's Stutz' second foul. And London getting set here as Tyshawn Patterson moves it across. Capers to his left. Mustafa Jones in the corner, going to give it to Posthumus down low up against Logan Stutz. We've been talking about that matchup all game long. Looks like that's going to go against Logan Stutz, that foul there. Let's make it 5 fouls for the River Lions.
Posthumus, one of those guys who he knows his size advantage against most players, so he's able to really, you know, not for 5 seconds or longer, but really back down an opposing player and make his way to the bucket in a very aggressive way.
Posthumus gets the first one. 11 points per game, 7 rebounds per game so far this season. That one's good there. Now sitting on 6 points tonight, 5 rebounds to his name as well. Clinton Springer-Williams moves it up. Warren Ward trying to play defense here. 6 minutes to go in the third. Gorgeous play from Clinton Springer-Williams. It's no good. Now here comes Marcus Capers into the corner. This is Tyshawn Patterson for 3. Yes!
Tyshawn Patterson, he's got the guns a-blazing right now. And boy, are the Lightning ever pulling ahead. 77 to 55 for the Lightning. Just taking the River Lions to school right now.
And now with that media timeout, we're going to take a quick break here at Budweiser Gardens. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Cincinnati, and we all got really happy. Grabbed a bowl of that Skyline chili along the way. Then we
77 to 55, London with the lead. Niagara with the ball here. Logan Stutz taking along the baseline. Can't get that one to go. Stingy defense here from London, but they are going to give up a foul on that play.
I think that one's going to be on Marcus Capers there, just a little too close. And by Marcus Capers, I meant Chad Posthumus, who picks up his 3rd foul tonight.
So the Lions getting set on the inbound, 24 seconds on the shot clock. Zaglinski, Cook, Springer-Williams. Takes it down low. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Great job by Lewis to keep possession, but he's going to step out of bounds. London Lightning ball, 5:24 on the clock here in the third quarter.
London Lightning playing some of their best basketball that I've seen from them this year. There really hasn't been a lot for Coach Julius to have a problem with. They've been executing well on offense and performing well on defense. It's everything a coach could ask for so far.
Postmus up against Stutz, 10 seconds on the shot clock, gets it up, no good, gets his own rebound, pushes off of Stutz, and it looks like the ref's going to blow that one down.
Tough defense from Stutz. He almost forced Postmus out of bounds here just by simply standing his ground, but Postmus just able to keep that foot in and go up with another attempt. I'm a little surprised there wasn't a foul on Postmus. I thought he chicken winged him a bit, where he just sort of uses the elbow to help speed his process of getting around Logan Stutz there, but call's going to go the other way on Stutz, and that's going to be the second foul on Logan Stutz, who's already got 16 and 14, which, I mean, you know, fouls are just about the only stat column he could still fill. So,
two changes from Niagara, Tremar Sutherland and Mike Allison coming into the game. Daquan Cook and Springer Williams coming out. River Lions have the ball. 5 minutes to go in the third. They're down 78-55. Lewis can't find Stutz down low, and now here come the London Lightning. Ward off to Capers. Runs into a bit of a hole. We'll give it off to Warren Ward in the corner. No good as it rings off of the rim. Sutherland moves up the ball here for the Lions. Stutz in front of him. Gives it off to Zidlinski, now back down to Stutz. 13 seconds on the shot clock, and it's good. So make that 78-57. 6 fouls for the River Lions, 3 for the London Lightning. Patterson with possession. Hands it off. Eventually gets down low here to Chad Posthumus. It's blocked there by Allison, collected by Stutz.
Great instincts by Allison. He was already on the way down by the time Posthumus went up with it, and he gets the reverse here. Pardon me, he doesn't get it.
Gets his own rebound, though, as you see the ball falls out of play. Looks like that might be London ball, or Lightning, or River Lions ball, rather.
And that's where you like to have a guy like Mike Allison on your team. He's not super offensively gifted. He's not going to have a 20-point game. He's not really a risk for that either. But what he is good at doing is he knows what to do defensively. He knows how to clog the lane and make it really difficult to get points on the inside. He knows how to rebound. He plays solid defense, and he knows his role. And that's the most important part, is you aren't going to see him take a lot of shots because he knows that's not his game. So he's kind of an ideal guy to have as your third big off the bench. And he fills that role quite capably, and they could probably use a couple more bigs like him on the Niagara River Lions.
Patterson with possession, Curtis Washington in front. Washington moves down low. He's the outlet pass here. Takes it up on the hook. It's no good. It's tipped around. Who's got it? Mike Allison's got it. Hands it off to Sutherland. Warren Ward trying to stand him down. Allison gets the rebound and the 2 points. Mike Allison getting it done at both ends. Rebounds and points wise, as that's going to be a foul. Looks like it's going to go against Sutherland, with Curtis Washington going to the floor.
Gotta say, I would never have expected a guy the size of Tremar Sutherland to send Curtis Washington, all 6'10" of him, flying. Not sure Washington did his best to stay on his feet there, but do what you do to draw the call. Yeah, do what you do.
Maxwell getting set on the inbound here. 3.5 left in the third quarter. I don't know what Chris says. I really don't know. I know he says it. I just don't know what it means. Patterson with possession. Now off to Jones. That's going to fall out of play.
Good defense there from Lewis. Looks like he jammed his finger. He's pulling on it there.
It still looks like he's in a bit of pain there. Leaning down on it.
Someone's got to inbound it.
Again, he got kind of jammed, tipping that ball out of play as we see Washington getting set to inbound. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Maxwell hands it off to Jones. Jones with a bunch of speed moves around Mike Allison. Can't get that one to go. Here's Maxwell. He won't get it off as the 24-second violation comes into effect.
Unfortunate, because facing a triple team, I have no idea how Maxwell was able to get the ball up. And if it had counted, it would have been 2 points. But, I mean, the way Maxwell's been scoring this game, he probably doesn't need it. Still sitting at 19 points on the game.
Zidlinski slips on the floor, finds a bit of space, Into the corner, this is Logan Stutz for three. He can't get it to go. Another missed opportunity for the Niagara River Lions and another missed three from Logan Stutz. He's now gone 0 for 3 from range so far tonight. Zidlinski gets possession back after that stop, takes it up. Boom! Marcus Lewis slams that one down.
Marcus Lewis, a former dunk champ. As we see, I think that's going to be a charging call against Maxwell there.
That will be, as Kyle Julius calls a timeout on the London Lightning side. They're getting set to make a couple changes on the other side of the break. Marty Thompson and Chris Croucher up in the booth with you for tonight.
Yeah, I think this timeout by Kyle Julius is not necessarily that Niagara's going on a run or anything, but he just wants to make sure this game stays under control. So even if there's a hint of a Niagara River Lions run, he's going to call that timeout and definitely make use of them. I mean, it's 78-61. I don't think he's fearing the lead at any point. But, I mean, it's not a bad idea to make sure that you keep the gap and don't let the River Lions come anywhere close to being able to make this a game, because we've seen one of the problems the Lightning have had in games where they're up by a lot is that they can't close out. They've certainly done a magnificent job coming back, but they haven't been able to close out. And we saw that in the home opener in Niagara. It was a game the Lightning had been leading most of the game, but they didn't close out. They let Niagara back into it. So that's why Kyle Julius is calling this timeout. He's having some flashbacks to that game. He wants to make sure that the Lightning stay in control.
We've seen how Ziglinski can shoot threes, and we know that he can catch fire. But, I mean, if you're Kyle Julius, you're going to keep looking back to how well the Lightning have done so far in terms of even defending three-point range, which, you know, if this game gets tight near the end, obviously the River Lions will be looking towards that.
And part of the reason that the Lightning have done a good job against the River Lions is because they're so successful at covering that three-point shot. However, the shooters on the River Lions are known to catch fire at any moment. Sorry to keep going back to it, but again, that home opener, Sammy Ziglinski had like 15 points off three-pointers in the fourth quarter alone. Lightning need to make sure something like that doesn't happen again.
There's Ziglinski. He gets the ball back from Allison, looking to get it done himself. Bounce pass. It's easily collected there by Warren Ward. And London get possession here. 2:20 on the clock here in the third. Jones in the corner. Going to give it off to Warren Ward up top. Jones for three. Birthday boy can't get that one to go. Stutz collects. Dribbles around the back. It's collected here by Lewis off of Zidlinski's foot. Allison with a nice pass. Here's Jamar Sutherland. And again, another interception here by the London Lightning. Akori hands it off. This is Warren Ward. Finds Mustafa Jones for three. It's no good. Maxwell underneath can't get that one to go, and there's no call there. Looks like Allison got upended there as we see Sutherland handing off, and now there's Logan Stutz.
Logan Stutz again. Whenever there's like a scramble or things getting crazy, it almost seems like it ends up in his hands for 2 points. And that's sort of the end to the scramble. It's kind of attributable to the old man game that he has. He's just very fundamentally sound and just has great instincts for the game of basketball.
Washington fires it to the far side. This is Warren Ward for three.
Warren Ward, we haven't seen much of him tonight. That's only his third shot of the game. This is the guy who had 31 in the season opener. Again, coming back from Achilles injury, able to start getting some points on the board. That's a big three, and that's his game. Stutz, followed by Allison.
Mike Allison finishes that play as you saw Stutz with a bit too much momentum to try to lay up that ball. Allison finishing it up there as the two big men connect. 52 seconds in the third, 81-65. Curtis Washington collects. Mike Allison playing defense here in the post. Washington continues to battle. Can't get it to go, though. Maxwell can't get the rebound. Washington will. They're going to call that against Allison. Obviously an intense battle between those two men.
I've got to say, Washington has been probably the biggest difference between game one to now has been the development of Curtis Washington. He has very nice footwork. Wow. He has very nice footwork for such a big man. Sorry, I got caught with the Shaquille O'Neal phrasing there, but some great footwork from Washington, and he's definitely a guy to watch. He, along with Maxwell, both very, very young guys who we could see on the Lightning for a couple of years, not just a short stint.
First shot's no good there from Curtis Washington. Second shot's good. London making a quick change as Akeem Wright comes back into the game. Curtis Washington comes out of the way. Blazic with possession. Sutherland. This is Daquan Cook. 9 seconds on the shot clock, 17 seconds on the game clock, and the ref's going to blow that down. Looks like it's going to be too rough on the London Lightning there.
Good aggressiveness from Chamar Sutherland. This is kind of going at the pace the Lightning want, though. They've really, really slowed the game down to a crawl here. Not giving the River Lions much of a chance to get back in this one. Score right now 82-65, and I mean, it's a rough one so far for the River Lions, but opening season, you're going to take your lumps.
And they've been definitely impressive through the early going, and you look to that win against London, and also that win against the Windsor Express, 92-91, just grinding out a very, very explosive Express team, and obviously getting the defense going that night as we see a jump ball. Looks like the arrow is pointing in London's favor.
I think one of the things that we know about Niagara too, based on a lot of their transactions, is they're trying to find an answer to their interior defense. Logan Stutz is a very good player, but in terms of a complement guy, I mean, Cook's put up good minutes, Allison's put up good minutes, but when you take Cook or Stutz out, you're giving up a lot on the offensive end, and as complimentary a player as Allison is, there's a lot you're giving up in not having another guy who can score. What? Okay, he's trying to beat the clock. I wasn't sure what that shot for Maxwell was. Just sort of threw it up, but that makes a lot more sense. Heading into the fourth quarter, it is 82-66 for the London Lightning.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here at Budweiser Gardens.
Yeah, you know what it is. Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. Yeah,
Don't forget to check out the Oxford Dodge Shoot to Win booth just outside the King Club. Sign up to compete on the court in the third quarter break for your chance to win a brand new Jeep Cherokee on the last home game of the season.
This is what I'm made of. No one can control me. 'Cause this is what I'm made I'm feeling good. This is what I'm made of. No one can control me. 'Cause this is what I'm made of.
And we're back here at Budweiser Gardens, 82-66, London with the lead, Niagara with possession as we start this fourth quarter. Again, the River Lions down in this game substantially. We've got some three-point shooters, though. You never know. You never really know with this, with an expansion team, especially as you see Mike Allison drawing the foul. He is going to go to the line for 2 shots. Of course, Allison, the Hamilton native, putting together a decent season so far as he misses that first one. Very out of character for him. He's shooting 87% from the line so far this year, which is very good for a big man.
Nice little answer make right there with the second shot.
82-67, 1 foul for the London Lightning, 0 for the River Lions. This is Patterson. Maxwell coming to. Warren Ward will take possession. Finds a bit of space. He'll bounce pass to Maxwell, who huts the ball to Warren Ward. Can't get that one to go, however. And Niagara will get possession. Blazik. Ball's collected. Now here comes Nick Okori. Patterson for three. It's good.
Big shot from Taishuan Patterson. And again, he's just had a nice pace to his game all night. We've seen him going 100 miles an hour for almost every second he's been on the floor for the London Lightning all season. But in tonight's game, he's done a much better job of dictating the pace of the game and not really forcing it like we've seen before. Sometimes you need to just pull back on the reins a little bit, and he just broke right through them. Tonight he's actually responding to the slow down command, and it's making him a much more complete player in tonight's game.
10:56 left in this game. There's Patterson with possession. Blazik playing defense. Maxwell coming too. Similar play we saw from last time. This time Ward's not coming. Patterson with the rebound, and actually he's calling for Ward to come too, and that would have been pretty much the same play we saw last time around from London. Two changes coming up here for the River Lions. Clinton Springer-Williams and Sammy Zielinski coming in. Lewis and Shamar Sutherland making way. Blazik. Patterson matching up. One foul each in this quarter. Very early in this quarter, of course. Minute and a half in. Zielinski takes it down low to Cook. Trying to work his way around. They're going to call a foul.
And that was a good job by Cook getting, I believe that was Maxwell, to leave his feet. And once Maxwell was in the air, he was kind of foul waiting to happen at that point.
So Cook at the line getting set for two shots. That one. Cook's highest point total of the season came against London. Had 21 points on the win against London at the Meridian Center on the 27th. Second shot is good. 10:24 on the clock. London with it. Ward. Patterson back to Ward. Okori to his left. He's going to take it to his right into Akeem Wright. And now here's Patterson from distance. It's no good. It's tipped around. It's going to fall out off of Akeem Wright, and Niagara will get possession.
Yeah, a bit sloppy from the Lightning there. And I mean, the lead's still in a safe spot, 85-69, but you definitely don't want to leave anything up to chance, and you want to make sure that you really close out the game a lot better than London's been able to do in the past.
Blazik. Top of the key. Nice pass off to Sammy Zielinski, who's moving across the baseline. He gets the ball back. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Springer-Williams calls Zielinski in. Look maybe for a bit of space. He coughs up the ball with just 2 seconds on the shot clock. And the ref's going to call a foul against Springer-Williams.
Great play by Akeem Wright there. He's kind of an interesting player because at 6'6", he's kind of filled, I don't want to say a Kevin Wassell role, but he's a smaller guy who can play forward, but he's got a little bit more guard skills than a guy like Wassell. He's kind of fit that Warren Ward, Garrett Williamson mold that Kyle Julius seems to like in his lineup, but I think he's got a little bit more speed and a dynamic side to him than Ward or Williamson have, and that Akeem can really explode on the fast break. It's a very interesting pickup for the Lightning. He's a kind of a guy that fits the mold of a lot of their guys, but has tools that those guys don't. So I think he's a very nice fit for this team.
87-69, very well put, Chris, as we see Zielinski dragging that across. Springer-Williams off to Daquan Cook, and now Blazik. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Zielinski with the three, and it can't go. 9:22 on the clock, and now London with possession. Patterson. Okori. Down low to right. Moves it across. Bounce pass to Maxwell. He's fouled. Or no, my apologies, he isn't, but it looked like he was. 2 points on the board for London. Stutz. 15 seconds on the shot clock. He can't get the roller to go. It'll fall out of play off of London. So Niagara gets set on the inbound with a fresh shot clock. 8:54 left. Looking ahead on the River Lions schedule, they've got to head out to Charlottetown for a game against the Island Storm on Saturday, and then they take on St. John on Sunday. So their East Coast road swing is kind of interesting, just the 2 games and then back home. They're actually going to host London on Wednesday, so that's going to be a tough trip. I mean, just having that 1 day in between for travel. I know Windsor had lots of time to adjust and lots of time to head out on their road trip, but it's going to be interesting. Again, they've got to take on the Island Storm in Charlottetown on Saturday. Springer Williams. Down low to Cook. Oh, nice finish there by Mr. Sammy Ziglinski.
And we've seen the song and dance from Ziglinski before. The Lightning cannot allow him to get hot. Even those little 2-pointers, they help you build a rhythm, so you really want to make sure you lock out Ziglinski in this quarter.
Patterson to Warren Ward. He finds a lane all the way around, and it's good for 2, make it 91 points for the Lightning on the night.
Beautiful finesse from Warren Ward on that play. Excellent effort.
Cook. Bounce pass down low. Here's Stutz, who'll finish for 2.
Stutz just would not be denied on that one. Aggressively attacking the basket, taking some lumps on the way. Great play from the big man.
Okori backs in. Can't get the pass away as Ziglinski's marked here by Patterson. That'll stop him from the fast break. Here's Springer Williams. He can't put it up. He'll be fouled. He'll take a trip to the line. 7:45 on the clock. 4 fouls for the Lightning, 2 for the River Lions.
Yeah, and he really got bailed out by that foul too, because I think Springer Williams was going up a little too wild to make much of that. Last game he played here in London, he was kind of a very dominant player. I believe he had 21 points in that game. And so far tonight, we haven't really seen a terrible amount from Springer Williams. I know he's a younger guy, but he's only got 4 points in tonight's game. 1 of 3 shooting. He's not really shooting the ball either.
Well, one name we haven't seen a whole lot of is Greg Carter. He's come into the game, the former Lakehead standout. Has only played against Windsor this year. Has only played in 2 games. Bit of a quicker guard as well, so he's likely implemented to play defense against some of their quicker guards, as again he's in the game. As you see, he's marking Tyshawn Patterson there with the long hair. Warren Ward. Waits, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Bounce pass, still with possession, 4 seconds. Can't get it to go, it's collected here by Posthumus. Fresh shot clock for the Lightning. 7:13 on the game clock. This is Warren Ward. He's got Posthumus down low. Now 10 seconds on the game clock. He'll get possession back. He's sitting just on the 3-point line. He's going to take a shot. He'll miss it. Collected here by Mr. Greg Carter. He moves it up the court. Mustafa Jones playing defense up against him. Going to take it to Logan Stutz in the corner. He's going to move it down low on Posthumus. And he's going to get 2 points for the River Lions. So make that 91-76. The River Lions cut into the lead a bit.
Again, Logan Stutz smaller than Chad Posthumus, but the way he attacks the basket, he just shows no fear in terms of going up against that bigger player, and I think that catches guys off guard when, you know, they see Stutz coming at them, and all of a sudden it's a way heavier impact than they expected.
Jones in the corner for 3. It's good!
Happy birthday, Mustafa Jones. Big 3. And the Lightning now up 94-76 with 6:22 to play.
Cook with possession. It's good. So Niagara get a bit of an answer back here. 94-78, 6:08 on the clock. 4 fouls for the Lightning, just 2 for the River Lions in this quarter. Warren Ward, Clinton Springer Williams playing defense. He's going to move around the pick. Mustafa Jones jumps to collect that. Still sitting on the 3-point line as we see Warren Ward bringing it in for 2. No good. And that's a scrap to see who will get that rebound. Greg Carter will move it up, and you see a bit of his speed there as he sprints up the court. Springer Williams gets the ball back. Can't get that one to go. And London will collect the defensive rebound. 5.5 left. Warren Ward in no rush as you see Tyshawn Patterson collecting. Mustafa Jones. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Patterson gets it off just in time, but he's going to airball it, so Niagara will get possession as we head into a media timeout.
I just have a question there. That landed in Vito Frigia's lap. He's part of the team. Is that a rebound?
Nope, not a registered player. He'd need to be registered on the roster.
He's got the logo on the jacket, though.
No, the team has to submit a roster. If he's on the roster, I think that would be different.
Thank you, Marty.
I know I really tried to ruin your joke intentionally.
And it worked.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And I was the guy who looked funny. 94-78. As we listen through this, we wait through this media timeout. Marty Thompson and Chris Croucher up in the booth here. Chris, Niagara not the best game, but as always, they seem to have great individual performances, and in this case, it was Logan Stutz.
Yeah, Logan Stutz sitting at 16 points, 14 rebounds. He's been a little bit quiet. Pardon me, those are not his numbers at all, but we haven't seen a whole lot of him in this second half here, but I mean, he's the type of guy.
26 points and 19 rebounds is what we have right now. That's with 5:12 on the clock, which is the
And he's
correct
shooting
numbers.
the ball a lot better, too. He was 5 of 13 in that first half, and right now he's sitting at 11 of 24.
Yeah.
You know, not perfect numbers by any means, but he's stepped his game up a bit here. And, I mean, they've got someone to build around. It's just a matter of building that supporting cast. And I think one thing we've seen from Niagara in terms of who they brought in, they've really focused on bringing in big men and trying all these different big men in their rotation. Haven't found what they're looking for yet. We saw Sam DeGuerra just have his short stint with the team. They're trying to find, they know something's missing in that front court. And I think they also know that you can't be 3 deep in the front court in this league. I mean, you've got a team like London that can throw Maxwell, Posthumus, Washington, and even Capers play the 4. You know, teams can throw good big men at you who can respond. And I think aside from Stutz and Cook, I think they got 2 keepers there. And I think Allison's fine as your 4th big, but they need to have that first big off the bench. And that's what this lineup's really lacking right now. But, I mean, if they get one, their front court looks completely different, and maybe they can compete with a lot of these teams in the Central that play that tougher inside basketball.
One good thing for the River Lions so far, they've matched up perfectly with the Lightning the last 2 quarters. They've gone 21 for 21 in the third, and now they've gone 12 for 12 in the fourth, as we see Daquan Cook trying to take that down low, draw some contact. He's going to take a trip to the line. Looking at London's schedule coming up, they are at Orangeville on Sunday, and then they're actually on Orangeville on the Saturday after, and then on Niagara, or at Niagara rather, on the Wednesday. So again, having a couple more Central Division games as Niagara take their trip out east. Second shot coming up here from Cook is no good. 94-80. Ward gets the ball back from Maxwell. He'll take it down low. Up against Cook, spins, fires, and it's good. To make it 96-80. Greg Cook with possession. My apologies, that's Greg Carter. This is Daquan Cook. Zaglinski drains that for 2 on the far side to make that 96-82, 4:10 on the clock. Jones for 3. Yes!
He's lighting it up more than a birthday candle out there. Great job by Mustafa Jones. He hasn't gotten a ton of minutes, and he got crossed over pretty bad there. But, I mean, he's a guy who London doesn't necessarily rely on, but when they do use him, he's been able to contribute.
4 minutes to go, and that's going to be a foul against Warren Ward. Curtis Washington preparing to come on, and looks like Chad Posthumus will make way. So Sammy Zidlinski again back at the line. 10 assists per game, just at 6 tonight. Also at 19 points per game, which again doesn't quite follow up with what he has tonight. Currently sitting at 10. 99-84. Patterson moves it across. Carter tracking him well on the perimeter. Jones passes it off to Maxwell, who tries to fire it around Logan Stutz. The ball will fall out off of Stutz, and London will keep possession here. 3 seconds on the shot clock, 3 minutes and 34 seconds on the game clock here in the fourth quarter.
It's kind of interesting. At 99-84, you're a little bit surprised to see that London's the team over the foul limit right now. Not usually how that works out.
Yeah, currently sitting at 6 fouls, 2 for the River Lions.
And that could be a big deal for the River Lions if they get this anywhere close, because they'll have a couple of different fouls that they can give up. So not exactly down and out, the River Lions.
And it looks like that's going to be another foul against London. It's going to be Warren Ward's 4th and the team's 7th. So Zaglinski with the inbound. Keep in mind this game is still pretty tight. 3.5 left. 99-84. And it looks like, yeah, that's correct. I was kind of wondering why they weren't going to the line there. So we'll see Clinton Springer-Williams going to the charity stripe. And Kyle Julius and his coaching staff getting set to make a couple changes. Looks like Nick Okori and Akeem Wright are coming into the game. Warren Ward, and looks like Mustafa Jones are making way. So first shot's good from the London native. Make it 99-85. Second shot's good. 3.5. Nick Okori with possession. Zaglinski playing defense. 3 points would be nice. Patterson. Okori fires it across. This is Curtis Washington up against Allison. Can't get it to go. A crucial stop here for the River Lions. Here's Zaglinski. He can shoot a 3. Errant pass. Falls out of play. So inbound coming up here for London. This is Nick Okori with possession. Washington now back to Okori. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ball's up and it's down, and he's going to draw a foul.
Nick Okori, just no quitting him. Anytime he has a sniff of the basket, he's going to try and get himself 2 points there, and that time a very difficult one. And I mean, if you're the Niagara River Lions and you see Nick Okori and Taishuan Patterson out on the floor together, who in the heck do you cover? Because those are two dynamic scorers that it's just very, very difficult for any team to find an answer for both of those guys at the same time. So great effort by Greg Carter, though. Wow. Great play. Runs down the floor. Nice little layup there. Greg Carter, one of the guys who I've got to admit, coming into this season, I was most curious about. I mean, tons of defensive accolades, but how would the offense translate? And I mean, if he can keep doing plays like that time he just ran the floor brilliantly and made a very difficult shot. Makes it a point after 2. So 3 points from Greg Carter. Just excellent effort.
And you see him playing a bit of defense up against Patterson. He's got the speed. They're going to call that foul against London. So 2.5 left, 102-89. The River Lions down, and they're about to get possession. Inbound. Carter. A bit of a point guard role as he gives it off to Cook. Now here's Springer-Williams. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Zaglinski for 3. He's short, and it's collected here by London on a crucial defensive rebound.
You don't want to let Zaglinski have that shot, though. We've seen him get hot. You're playing with fire if you let him have that open look.
2:05 on the clock. Okori cuts around. He's got Patterson to his left. He's going to find a lane. And looks like London just about gave up the ball. Collected here by Akeem Wright in the corner. 2 seconds on the shot clock. It's no good. Collected by Logan Stutz. He's going to look up the field. This is Zaglinski. Doesn't take the 3. He's going to take the ball over to Stutz, who drains 2. so make that 102 to 91, 140 on the clock.
I'm running out of nice things to say about Logan Stutz. I mean, there's so many things he does well for this Niagara Riverlions team, and again, if they can build something around him, they've got something here. And I mean, the hardest piece to find is that go-to scorer. Now they just got to get the complementary cast.
Curtis Washington down low as we see Akeem Wright taking it to the hoop. Unbelievable play from the newcomer.
Just beating the shot clock, too. Akeem Wright really leaving his mark on this game.
So the London Lightning 104, Riverlions 91. Minute 25 on the clock. Chris, your quick synopsis when it comes to the stats of tonight's game.
Well, I got to say, the most shocking stat to me is the rebound battle. Niagara Riverlions leading that 61 to 47, but they've only been able to turn that into 16 second chance points. So I think that's attributable to London playing very tough defense and making it hellish for the Niagara Riverlions to get anything. It's great that they're getting the rebounds, but if you can't do anything with it, it's not much help, and that's what's happened to the Riverlions here. And the rest of the shooting just needs to catch up. They are putrid from three-point land, 2 out of 16. That's just not going to cut it. And also, this is probably the most surprising stat to me, considering we've talked about how guard-centric the Niagara Riverlions are. The turnovers are 24 to 14. Niagara has 24 turnovers, 10 more than the Lightning. And this is a team that's supposed to have point guards, the guys that take care of the ball. So that's why I think it's weird. You look at the stats and you would think one thing, and then you look at the next stat and you think something completely different.
Right.
So the Riverlions just have a very unbalanced night. They're doing a lot of things well, but the things they aren't doing well are so bad that it's hindering them. And I mean, 104-91, they're doing a lot better in this fourth quarter. In fact, they had a good third quarter. Really, it was the second that killed them. But they just don't have that extra push. And I mean, you can't keep giving it to Stutz. London's kind of figured out that that's who you're trying to find. So who's going to step up and take that role? I mean, after 28 points from Stutz, your next leading scorer is 12. As we see Akeem Wright basically just get a hug from Clinton Springer-Williams on his attempt at the rim there.
And the ref's going to blow that down. Obviously, 1:13 left in the game. And going back to those turnovers, we brought it up briefly.
I'm sorry to interrupt. That was an unsporting foul on Clinton Springer-Williams. I thought hugs were a friendly thing.
Well, there you go. So Akeem will go to the line here. As we brought up earlier in the game, Niagara with the worst turnover ratio at -5. That's -5 per game on average, and they're -10 so far tonight. Second shot's good. (105-91), 1:13 on the clock. Inbound comes to Nick Okori. Maxwell. Patterson keeps possession. Greg Carter with him every step of the way, but Patterson will finish that one. And the refs are going to blow that one down. And they're going to give the ball to the Riverlions after Okori took the ball.
Yeah, we kind of had a couple of heads blocking the way there from the sideline, but when Okori knocked the ball, it just landed right on the line, which is pretty heartbreaking.
Greg Carter gives it off to Clinton Springer-Williams. 50 seconds left in this game. London 107, Riverlions 91, as we see Daquan Cook slamming that one down with authority.
Daquan Cook, kind of the unsung hero of the Niagara Riverlions, just keeps putting in solid performances. I mean, he doesn't really stand out in any one facet of the game, but he can do just about everything well.
Patterson leans into Greg Carter. The ref's going to call that, though. So with 30 seconds to go, London Lightning with a 107-93 lead. That's going to be a foul against Greg Carter. So the Riverlions drop to a record of 2-5. London go up to a record of 5-12, which will give them the sole lead of the Central Division with Windsor's loss tonight. Inbound coming here for Wright. Corey takes it. Bounce pass back to Wright. London obviously in no rush. Can't quite keep possession. It's collected here by Greg Carter. He's double teamed, and he'll just throw it out off of the scorer's table.
Well, I mean, it was going to be 8 seconds behind the half court anyway. Lightning, they're just going to close out the clock here. That'll just about do it. 16 seconds left. 107-93 for the London Lightning. Akeem Wright getting ready to inbound the ball.
Again, the London Lightning take sole possession of first place in the Central Division with a big win against the expansion River Lions. So, Chris, your final thoughts on tonight's game so far? Obviously, well, tonight's game in general, as the game just wraps up now, as London again move up to a record of 5-2 on the year.
Well, I think one of the things the Lightning did here is everything. They were able to just really play a complete game, a more complete game than we've really seen from them all year. They did just about everything right. They executed on offense. They played tough defense. And I mean, this is a River Lions team that's been putting up a lot of points, and you held them to 93. That's something to really hang your hat on. And the Lightning's second best defense in the league, and they're continuing with performances like this. I don't think it'll be long before they jump up into the top of the league, or pardon me, they're in the conference, not the league, I should say. But I wouldn't be surprised to see them jump up into the top of the conference with performances like this. I think they've got one of the better rosters that I've been here for. I've only done 3 seasons with the Lightning. This seems like one of the more complete rosters that's together, and they kind of have a player for every asset of, or pardon me, part of the game. Every sort of thing that you want to do, they have a player who can do it. And I think the versatility of this roster, combined with the fact that they just sort of have a piece for everything. You know, no matter what the hole in the puzzle is, they got something to put in there. And I mean, tonight's performance was a sign of that. I know the River Lions aren't top of the conference, top of the league or anything, but this was a dominant performance through and through.
All right, well, thank you very much, Chris. That'll just about do it for us. So for Chris, myself, and everyone behind the scenes here on the broadcast, thank you very much for tuning in. The London Lightning move on to take on Orangeville on Saturday. Meantime, the Niagara River Lions head out to Charlottetown with a date with the Island Storm again on Saturday. So, final score here from Budweiser Gardens. Lightning 107, River Lions 93.